Hey guys, Chris Murphy here, and I want to do a video on how reducing caffeine can really allow you to live a lot more energized and fulfilled life. Now, I've cut it out for 30 days. I've noticed a massive change in my life from doing so, and I was just very curious to know how I would be without it. And I just overall got a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety whilst I was having coffee. So I wanted to really look to strip that back and also not have something that I really depended on, really something that I felt like I need in my life. Like if I don't have this coffee, if I don't have my coffee in a day, I won't feel great. You know, if I don't look forward to my coffee, my life would be quite empty. And I started to notice some benefits after cutting it out. I started to feel a lot more energized, a lot of sleep, a lot better. Just every moment of the day feels a lot more fulfilled, and I'm not thinking about where's that coffee fix coming from. And I just enjoy being around my friends and just have pleasure in just drinking water, and I'm not craving this thing where I feel like I need to get this high. And what I've noticed was interesting with coffee is I've done a bit of research, and it's not necessarily that it makes you more energized. It just it makes you more alert. But what it's doing is it's reducing your stress. You're becoming more like forced into the moment. It's a stimulant, you know, just like drinking alcohol, just like taking any drug. It brings you a lot more into the moment. We feel like when we are like this at the time, we'll feel a lot more alert. And you know, it doesn't have the same effects as things like alcohol and drugs might have, which would just maybe completely destroy you for the day. But what it does later in the day is, I'm sure you're aware of it, makes you more tired. And a lot of things such as like you can't sleep very well, maybe gives you extra anxiety, and you have to have certain cut-off points, like you can't drink after a certain time, and things like that. So you know, this was very interesting to me, and I thought how I would be if I cut it out. And reading a book like Alan Carr's How to Quit Caffeine, Easy Way to Quit Caffeine, is he talks a lot about how we've just been brainwashed from the media, from places like Starbucks, and in a way we're kind of hidden from the truth. You know, there is a lot of research out there which I came across which talks about the negative effects of caffeine, which is kind of pushed away. You know, I started to think, why do I get stress and anxiety when I'm drinking this? Or why is drinking more than 1 cup? Why does that feel bad? Or why does that, for example, make you feel more anxious? Some people adjust to it. But as I realised throughout my life, when I first drank it, I did get that effect. And even when I drank coffee, there's not really much in coffee. You know, you drink it doesn't taste it's not very natural. And when I've cut it out now for about 30 days or so, I did have a bit of a cup over just a few sips of coffee, because I was looking to have one, and I just couldn't drink it. It just didn't taste very nice. You know, so I think we've become used to it. We drink things like lattes and we put milk in and all these different things, which covers the coffee. So the overall benefits exceedingly outweigh the short-term benefits that you get, the benefits that I've noticed. And what a good thing to do is to do like a 30-day challenge. It's just to cut it out for 30 days. And as I'm sure you're aware, the withdrawal symptoms are very challenging. You know, people get really bad headaches. You can even be feeling quite sick, and your mood changes. You start to drop your mood, and a big reason for this as well is it's because you've become addicted to something. You believe this thing is the source of your happiness. Your body then becomes hooked to it, and it's more your mind. It's like your mind is saying, like, look, this is the source of my happiness. I need this to feel happy. And I think a lot powerful position is to be where you don't become too hooked on it. Like, you don't need to have a few cups of coffee a day, but you can just reintroduce it into you can have one every now and again. Even decaf as well, there's a lot of chemicals still in the decaf, which very similar to that of coffee and caffeine. So even when I have a decaf, I still feel a bit jittery. And I'd rather just do without that now. I think life is all about being in the present moment and being fully fulfilled, and finding your passion. You know, this is what I mean. Some people's passions in life are drinking coffee, are drinking alcohol. Whereas the things are, perhaps that's being with friends, perhaps that's doing work. You know, if you feel like the caffeine makes you enjoy your work more and then you can focus more, you need to get that focus without the caffeine, because that is natural. And there are a lot of people who can function without caffeine. There's a lot of children, not a lot of children. Children don't need caffeine. They're very energized. They're very focused. So without it, but then they come onto sugar and they come onto caffeine. And if you look at most people in the day, the people I know who are really addicted to coffee, and I can see now who have a few cups of coffee a day, they wake up so tired. and they need the coffee. They even say like, I need it, like, no, I need this. And what I find very interesting as well was that a lot of the truth is hidden. That they focus on the benefits, like, oh well, it contains antioxidants, and they say that with red wine and all these other things. But there's antioxidants in berries and loads of fruits. There's more natural ways of getting those antioxidants, and it's kind of just an excuse of why you drink it. But medical professionals, doctors, they never ask about caffeine consumption. I think alcohol has been something that's probably improved. People say, how many units do you have? You should have this recommended units, it says on the back of the bottle. With caffeine, there's nothing. And drinking these like big venti, like Starbucks coffees, the amount of milligrams that's in it. This other book I'd read called Caffeine Blues, it goes way over what's the average coffee that's drank by people, and in terms of stress, in terms of how the body reacts. And sometimes the worrying thing is that people are prescribed antidepressants, they're prescribed sleeping pills, and it doesn't get to the root cause of the issue, which could just be coffee. I used to have stomach problems, and my diet was terrible, but I was always given medication. I was always given surgery options. I was never really told to look at my diet. So these things are kind of hidden in the world. They're hidden from the media. I think the world needs to function in that way. I think for things like coffee is a massive part of the economy. You look even now with the lockdowns, like people need to go. The takeaway coffee places are open, and it just shows the gyms are closed. So this is the kind of world we're in. Even for things like Coke, which is massively advertised and promoted, and I looked into Coke as well, and just like by drinking Coke, the amount of sugar, the amount of caffeine, the mixture of caffeine and sugar as well. Like with coffees, people drinking your gingerbread lattes or all these different syrups and sugar, as well as the caffeine, as well as probably even milk, which can be somewhat controversial as well if you really look into it. These stuff, it's what is actually happening though. Forget about what's actually happening, what we've been told we can and can't do, maybe what we've been brainwashed, as Alan Carr says. Listen to your body. Drinking that coffee, yeah, you might feel really happy in the moment, but look at how you feel long term. I know sometimes, like with people, like they would drink a latte and then they go on the toilet for 10 minutes, right? It's to listen to your body, what's actually happening, what's actually going inside, and looking to go with your feelings. I found the overall benefits away from coffee are a lot better. So I would challenge you all to just give it a go for 30 days and to see how it is. I love coffee. I absolutely loved it. But now I just have the occasional decaf, or just have herbal teas, or a hot chocolate. But this is not essential for every day. These are like we're drinking alcohol. This is celebration. But when you really look into it as well, these things should be drank in. Sometimes it's what's the moderation. Like, is 1 cup okay? The fact that you're asking, is it okay, is a sign of addiction. Is a sign of something that's how much water can you drink. There's not too much of a limit. So I'd look at these things. Dehydration as well. When I drank a lot of coffee, I would always be dehydrated. I wouldn't drink enough water. Your taste buds will naturally change as well, and you'll be able to drink more water. You'll enjoy drinking water more, and you feel more energized. You feel more passionate about life as well. It's a very interesting one. So I recommend just to give it a go for 30 days, like I've done it for 30 days before and then gone back onto it, or other people have done these challenges and they go back onto it. But I would recommend that you change, because I'm very sensitive. I've started to find more other passions around coffee and more about life. So I would recommend giving it a go. And let me know how you get in this video, and any other questions you got, just drop in the comments below. Alright guys, I look forward to seeing you soon.